Hi, my name is Ms. Taryn. Welcome to the Lincoln Center pop-up classroom. I'm so happy to be with you again. Today we are going to be doing a visual arts drawing, a visual arts lesson about drawing. So first I'd like to welcome all the young artists into the space with us, into the pop-up classroom, and all of the adult artists. And I'd like to welcome the adults to stay in the room and maybe do our drawing challenges with us. And if you do have any other adults, parents, guardians, parent groups that you would like to share this lesson with, if you find it to be as engaging and valuable as I hope that it is, that'd be great. We really, the Lincoln Center Education Teaching Artists create these lessons because we love what we do and we love to see them shared. So this week I got to see a lot of the weaving that actually different teachers passed on to their students the assignment. So my favorite one was weaving with comic books. So please keep sending your images and posting your images. Last week we did some bookmaking, and I'll do a little holler back to that as well. But for materials today, you only need paper and something to draw with. That paper can be fresh, brand new paper if you want, but what I'm going to be using is some copy paper that is printed on one side. And also, I've always said that you can use some of your treasure mail if you can find some surfaces. We're looking for bigger surfaces today. So if you have a bigger envelope that you can open up and use that surface, just in case you don't have any used paper or like copy size paper. So here's our agenda. We are going to say welcome, or I'm going to say welcome. And we're going to do a little warm up. We're going to do our drawing challenges and a little bit of noticing with what we've made. We'll share, hopefully, if you feel like sharing, because I'd love to see. And then we'll have a little bit of closing and some next steps that you can do with these challenges. So let's warm ourselves up a little bit. Last time we made books together, I made books with you. So I made this sketchbook, and I took a few pages out of my sketchbook just by removing the tabs this way. So if you are interested in making some books, go ahead back and look at that sketchbook lesson. So I've taken some of my pages out. The cool thing for the first warm up that we're going to do is your page does not have to be blank. I like to save my pages, so I'm going to use one of these printed on pages already. Okay, so take whatever you'd like to work with today, and you can switch materials if you want to try out different materials for different drawings. Before we take our pen, let's just warm up our fingers. So if we make them fists, like they're tight fists, and then open them, close them, open them, close them, and maybe do a little kind of rolling with your fingers, rolling them open. One more time. And open them again. A little bit of a shake, because these are our materials today. We're using our hands, we're using our writing utensil, and we're using our paper. Great, so let's get started. Maybe we'll have a little bit of music to warm us up. So put your pen on your paper, and we're just going to do some shapes. We did a little bit of, when we did our weaving lesson, we explored what can a line do. So maybe right now you can explore what your line can do as you warm up. Maybe some zigzags. And if you notice, I am not drawing just with my hand. I'm scribbling like that. I'm using my entire arm to draw. I'm moving really from my shoulder. And also, I'm not drawing in a tiny little corner of my page. For our drawing today, for our challenges, try to take up the entire page. Cool beans. If you're just joining, my name is Ms. Taryn. I'm a teaching artist with Lincoln Center Education, and you're in the Lincoln Center pop-up classroom. We're warming up, making some big marks, some big lines as we warm up. And we don't have a lot of expectations about what our warm-up is gonna look like. Let's see if we can keep that idea of not having a lot of expectations about what our drawing is supposed to look like, having an idea of how it's supposed to turn out. Let's see if we can hold that the entire way through. All right, cool. I think we're warmed up and ready to do our challenges. There we go. Okay, sketchbook drawing challenges. And I put sketchbook here, but you do not have to have a sketchbook. It can be a stack of paper. And if you are interested later in putting your sketches into a sketchbook, you can do that. So for our first challenge, we are going to do a challenge that I've named for us, Don't Look. The Don't Look challenge. And that means most often when we do our drawings, we're looking to see what our marks, what they look like on the paper. Your challenge for number 1 is to not look. This is going to be it's also called a blind contour drawing. And the contour refers to the edge of what you're drawing. So we're going to look only at our hand. Our hand's going to be our model, or our object for right now. We'll look only at our hand and we'll draw the outside edges of our hand. But when there is a line or a bump or a mark or something that is connected to that outside edge of our hand, like my wrinkles of my thumb right here, I can go off the edge, draw my little line, and come back in. So the contour will be the entire outer edge, all the outsides of my hand with a little bit of the lines that are connected to that outside edge. Once you put your pen down, do not pick it up. That's a challenge. So don't look, don't pick up your pen, and keep on going. Let's get started. So put your hand out in front of you, the one you're going to draw. Your pen's going to go to your paper. Oh, I forgot one thing. My paper tends to move a little bit, so I'm going to try and put it down with my clip here. You might be able to just hold your paper down. Otherwise, find a way to hold it down. Yeah, a clip or something. Okay, or maybe you have an artist assistant, and you can say, "Can you hold my paper for me, please?" Okay. Here we go, and we'll have a little bit of music, I think, for this. So I'm putting my pen down, looking for a place to start, and then just beginning. All right. It looks like there's a little different shape there, and I've got my lines for my thumb knuckle. I'm going to draw my fingernail because that connects to the outside edge, the contour. And I'm letting my eyes look to see exactly what is there. My eyes are communicating to my brain, which is then communicating to my hand, my arm actually, what it is I see. We're going to go a little bit faster than I would normally go when I'm doing a blind contour, when I'm doing a don't look challenge on my own. But as you're moving, again, see if you can take up the whole space of your paper. Have you not looked yet? I hope you haven't looked yet. It's okay. If you have looked, don't look next time. Don't look again. Whoop. Okay, up to my next finger. My fingernail. What do my eyes see is what I am asking. And hands, can you make that thing that I'm seeing? And I don't know what it's gonna look like. That's a-okay. Coming down around the outside. How are you doing with your hand? I'm coming to an end. I'm gonna take a peek. Woo! I love blind contour drawing. I love the don't look challenge. You can finish up. You don't have to look at mine yet. I'll show you in a second. I'm excited to share it with you. Okay, so here's what mine turned out like. Whoa, some parts look like my hand, some parts don't look like my hand, but all parts are fun. So I'm gonna just take a moment to notice it and take a moment to notice your drawing and what parts look like what my hand looks like. Well, I've got some nails that kind of, oh, and I think some of those wrinkles look a little bit like that. And what? So the shapes of those wrinkles, my knuckle wrinkles, some parts of my, oh, where my fingernails are, that looks, I would say, like what my hand looked like. And what are some surprises? Oh, there's definitely a part where my wrinkles are outside my hand. Um, can you share what is your favorite part of your drawing that you just did? Your Don't Look Challenge drawing. I will share with you my favorite part. My favorite part is right here where my lines for my finger got crisscrossed a little bit and my wrinkles are hanging outside the finger line, the finger shape. So I really love this composition. What we're gonna and a composition is how things are arranged on the page. It's composed that way. It's made up that way. Okay. Don't look number challenge. Number one challenge, that's done. We did that. That's a nice warm up where we're headed toward the end of the for the end of our challenges. So I'm going to put this aside, and it will be ready to get into my sketchbook later on. Oh, I'm noticing one thing. Okay, that's all right. Okay. So sketchbook challenge numero dos. You can get a new piece of paper and get ready to go. So this challenge number 2 is called lose control. So I know I have one hand that works better than the other hand for drawing. Like I feel like I have more control with my right hand than I do with my left hand. Lose control means I'm going to try and draw in a way that I don't have so much control. I'm going to take that control and throw it out the window. So if that means that you're going to move to your other hand, great. If you're ambidextrous and you have two hands that work real well, or another situation, find another way to draw. So maybe if your pen is nice and clean, you can try and draw using your teeth. If you have, you're so good with drawing that you have so much control, maybe you need to lose control by using one of your feet. I don't know. Try it out. But your challenge is to lose control. So find a way that is challenging for you to draw. And we can't make it look like what we have an expectation our drawing should look like. We're letting that go. So this time what we'll do is make a shape with our hand. So you can make, oops, let me do it with my other hand since I'll be drawing with a hand. I could go with thumbs up. I could go with the peace sign or number 2. You can go with, the I love you sign. Whatever you want. You're going to make a shape with the hand that you are the hand that is your strongest hand for drawing. That's going to be your posing, your model hand, and the hand that, or the way that you're going to draw with less control. That's going to be where you're going to put your pen. Can you tell me what is the shape that you are going to make with your hand? I'm going to check out and see how people are doing. Always be checking in, or always be writing in those comments. Adults, please share what your young artist is enjoying. Any struggles, we want to hear about those too. And any ideas about where we could take this lesson. I'm always curious about learning more with that too. Okay. Alexandria says that her thumb, funny, it doesn't look like her thumb, but it looks like a thumb. That's very interesting. So it's not a portrait of your thumb, but it looks like a thumb. That's a cool drawing. Oh yeah, it's true. the when you're not looking, you can get to choose, like, am I going to make it if I go really slow, I can maybe get a lot of detail in. If I go fast, maybe I'm not going to have as much detail. If I'm sitting there with my hand or the object that I'm drawing and really noticing, I might see more. That's the benefit of noticing and taking your time. So, but there's also something to be said for super simplifying something. It's all valid and all great drawing, and I hope it's fun too. Okay, so let's see. If you can think of another way to hold your pencil. I'm not seeing yet the shapes that you're gonna put your hand in, but I think I'm going to make mine to the peace fingers. And I'm gonna turn it toward me so that when I draw, I can see my two fingers. We'll see how this goes. Already, I feel like I have less control with my left hand than with my right. Here we go. Well, let's continue making it blind contour also. So we're not going to look down, and we'll continue to make it a continuous line. So when you put your pen down, or pencil down, or crayon down, it's going to stay down until you're totally done. All right, here we go. Opposite hand, lose control. We'll just see what happens. Thanks for that music. Oh, I'm looking. I just noticed that I'm totally looking. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking now. Oh, I picked up my pen too. Ah, I'm not doing so well at this challenge. I hope you're doing better than I am. When something does happen and you're like, oh, that challenge, I'm not working out. That's okay. Say, well, now I will. And start from where you are. I'm going up the top of my finger, coming down again. Also, you might forget when you get to a line, did I draw that line? Did I not draw that line? Just decide to draw again or not. This is really about the process, the action, the looking, so much more than it's about the product. What turns out, even though the products themselves are pretty fun, I think. There, and on to my last finger. You can get at your face. Coming around the outside of my hand. There's no doubt that I do not have the same kind of control. All right. Whoa! Again, I think these are super fun drawing challenges. I hope that you like them too. Let's see what hands people made. Okay, leave your hand open. Totally. This the best. Like, you get to choose however you want to make your hand shape. Cool. So again, I'm gonna take a look at my drawing and see what parts. How does this compare to my first one? My first drawing. What parts look like my hand, what parts don't. I will tell you one thing, that the size of my hand is much wider. I had much narrower fingers with my first version. And what does your line look like? Is the quality of the line different? Mine is a little bit more wiggly, whereas when I had my dominant hand, my hand where I have more control, my lines are a little bit more straight. And also it seems a little bit, my lose control line seems a little bit more curvy, whereas my more control seems a little bit more angular. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I know you had that really awesome dance lesson with Deb yesterday, and she was talking about opposites. So in this case, my don't look, whoops, that's the wrong one. My don't look drawing is skinny, and my lose control is fat. my don't look drawing is angular, and my lose control drawing is soft. It has those more curvy edges. Whoa. So they look like hands, but they don't look like my hands, as Alexandria said. Very cool. Okay, so we're warmed up with our two different types of our first two types of drawing challenges are don't look and our lose control. So our third drawing challenge is the surprise point of view. What we're gonna do for our third challenge is kind of like bring everything together. So the first thing that we need is an object that is not your hand, that is interesting to you to draw today, to focus on today. For me, I wanted something that was going to be at my desk. I might do a different thing if I didn't have to be in front of the camera. I might like move around my space and look for a different kind of object to draw. But the object that I chose, I like that it has a few different kinds of shapes to it, and it's portable, and I can kind of tilt it and look for the way that I'm going to draw this. So surprise point of view is our final drawing is going to be finding a way to look at this object and draw it from that point of view. So you can take a moment now to look for an object that you're going to focus on, and we're going to do the first two drawing challenges again with this object, so that we'll have 3 points of view, or no, 3 different versions of drawing with drawings of this object, this one object. Okay, so I'm going to get my new piece of paper. Oh, and when you find an object, if you can share it in the comments, that would be so cool. I'd love to have ideas, new ideas of things to draw. So maybe I'll borrow one from you. Okay, so the reason I'm calling this, excuse me, the reason I'm calling this a surprise point of view is most often I would think, I would see drawings or pictures of this object this way. If we're going to be in an advertisement, I would see this object head on. So that's the way I'm going to draw it first, with my don't look challenge and my lose control challenge. I'm going to draw it that way. I'm going to switch to a marker because I wanted to just try out another type of drawing instrument. If you have a crayon or a piece of chalk or whatever else you have, you might want to switch it up and see how that that type of drawing utensil feels in your hand. I know because when I have a marker, it bleeds through a little bit. So I want to make sure that I have some paper to take up some of the marker surface. Oops. Cool. And a paper to go underneath. Great. So what are you going to be drawing? Oh, great idea. Your phone. That sounds perfect. Oh, a video game controller. I'm going to try that out at some point. Tea mug. Very cool. We're going to have some surprise point of views from that. Nice. Thanks for sharing. Okay. So let's do our three drawing challenges of our final object. So first off, let's see, we'll have a little bit more drawing music coming up, and we're going to do don't look. So find a place to start. Put your marking utensil down, your writing utensil down. Oh, it seems like I really love to peek today. And let your marker go wherever your eye takes it, as it's observing what you see. Very cool. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna do that. I don't think I've drawn this actual object a couple of times before. I don't think I ever made that choice to draw some texture lines that are connected. That's the thing. You can do these blind contour drawings, or you can do these drawing challenges. Oops, I just ran into my paper clip. Again and again, you'll discover new new things. That's it. So I think I'm gonna draw that thing. And I kind of can do this. It is connected, so I'm gonna draw that. Okay, woo! I think I've been saying woo with my drawings a lot. Okay, so this is my don't look, also known as a blind contour drawing. This is my hand that has the most control. Gonna put it aside. Get myself a new piece of paper. Still working with my marker. And what are these line drawings? You can see above me over there. It says line drawings with Miss Taryn, because we're just doing lines. We are not adding any kind of shading to create a sense of three-dimensional volume. These drawings tend to feel very, very flat. They're just lines, just line drawings. But I love line drawings. I think they're super creative and fun. Okay, second challenge was the lose control. Switch pens or switch for what you're gonna draw with, make it more difficult for you to draw. And again, we're gonna put our pen down or put our marker down and begin wherever you want to begin. Don't look. You might find that you take a totally new path. I certainly am. Well, I'm gonna do that again now. What? I haven't done that yet either. Well, I just did, but I hadn't done it before. Okay. Keep your pen moving, keep your eyes noticing, keep your brain, if it's a judgy brain, keep your brain silent. Just looking at what it sees. Almost there. And I'm gonna draw that cube that I got to see last time, because I like drawing it, even though I hadn't drawn it before in my practice drawing. There we go. Yay! Totally unexpected. Every time it's a surprise. So there's my lose control. Definitely lost some control there. And for our last drawing, you can always check in also. How's it going? How's it going? With your comments. For our last drawing, surprise point of view. Same object, third way. So it's not what you're drawing that's changed, it's how your drawing is changed. It kind of makes me feel like, so I'm also a theater artist. I also teach theater lessons with Lincoln Center, and it makes me think of a play. When somebody does a play, it's always a different version. Like, people have been doing Shakespeare for years and years and years, but even though it's always Romeo and Juliet, every time it's a different Romeo and Juliet. So even though I'm drawing this same object 3 times, every time it's different. Okay, so let's see how people are doing. Oh, soap, very cool. Very cool. Yes. Okay, someone else is drawing a bottle of soap. My bottle of soap. Your bottle is probably a different bottle of soap, but a bottle of soap. Okay, last drawing challenge. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna take your object, and it's not gonna be the straight up conventional or expected point of view for. So, perspective, a new way of looking at this object. We're looking for a new way of looking at this object, something where it's an interesting way for you to see it and draw it. So notice your object. What point of view is interesting to you today that could qualify as a surprise? Okay. I think that I'm going to look at it from this point of view. Usually when I look at an advertisement and says, hey, we have soap on sale today, they're not showing it from this point of view. People are like, what is that? And that's kind of what we're headed for. It's a surprise. So again, find your position. And I'm gonna actually put it down to take my cap off. Okay, so get your object into position. We're gonna have our last drawing challenge. The surprise point of view. Again, find a place that you're gonna start. I keep running into my paper clip, so I'm gonna start a little bit lower on my paper this time. And I'm gonna try not to draw my fingers, even though my fingers are totally there. As an artist, I get to edit what I put into my artwork. Okay, so find a place. We're gonna do blind contour or the don't look challenge. So once you put your pen down, keep it down, and don't take a look away from your object. Just keep at your paper. Keep looking at your object. Here you go. Now my paper is moving a little. Let me bring my hand down to hold my paper down. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I'm seeing some reflection lines. They're not actually contour. They're not actually form. Part of the object. They're lines that are connected to my contour edge, but they are not physical. I'm going to include those because they do connect to my edges. You're the artist. You get to say what is included or not included. Oh, and I'm noticing that there's a little bit of writing on my object. I'm going to include that this time. Didn't do that last time I drew this. Okay, I think I'm done. Oh. This is a very interesting drawing. This, I think, is my most surprised point of view, or my most surprising drawing. There it is. The portrait, right? Looks just like it. Surprise. Wait, goes the other way. Yes. So some parts of your drawing may look like what you drew, what you were looking at, and well, it should look like what you're looking at, but some parts of your drawing might look at the way that you think that a drawing of that object would look like, and some might not. And it's all good. So looking at your 3 versions of your drawing, how are your lines different? So this is our, let's see how we're doing with our agenda. Oh, we did our welcome. We did our warm up. We did our drawing challenges. Now we're going to do a little bit of noticing. So let's look at the drawings that we made of our object, 3 views. And how do they compare? How are my lines different? How are your lines different? How are your shapes different? I definitely still feel like I have a smooth line with my don't look. I have a wiggly line with my lose control. Definitely some more wiggles. Can you see that? So this is my don't look. And my lose control is a lot wigglier with the lines, a lot wigglier. They're about the same size. There's some more space between my lines and my loose control. And then this, my surprise point of view, seems very, very different. It seems like it starts to become about shapes as opposed to a portrait of the object. For me, how are yours different? And also, if you're going to give one or all of these a title, what might you give it? let's see. I find my um I find my surprise point of view the most interesting because I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but if I look at this, it doesn't exactly look like what I it doesn't look like the object as I expect the object to be. So I feel like I might call this clutter, cluster, scramble. What titles would you give to yours? Or you can pick one, or you can just say, hey, this is what I would say. For my surprise challenge, I named my drawing cluster. Yeah, I would name it cluster. Cool. So it would be so fantastic if you could share some of these, some of your drawings in the comment section. And if you could put a little note of which one of the challenges that drawing is, extra information. If you love drawing lessons or you like drawing lessons and want more, that would be something to share. If you have a drawing challenge that you want to share with somebody else or share with us, what do you like to do when you're giving yourself a challenge for a drawing? And then also, lots of famous artists use line drawing. They do it to they use the don't look to train their eye to work a little bit more. I mean, these were fun games for us, but these are also serious exercises. So if you looked up line drawing, famous artist line drawing, you might find Picasso, you might find Matisse, you might find last week Ms. Barbara talked about Alexander Calder and the sculpture that is on the plaza at Lincoln Center. He's also really famous for doing these fantastic drawings using wire. So if you looked for Alexander Calder wire sculptures, you would find wire versions of the type of line drawings that you did today. They're fantastic, and I hope you search that out. Search that up. Search for that. The last thing I would suggest about taking these drawings and doing something further is take it on the road. You know now how to do these challenges. Teach them to someone else in your home or online when you're communicating with a friend. It's super fun to sit in front of somebody else and do a line drawing blind contour the don't look challenge of your person and have them draw you back. And you can share with one another what you've drawn. So that's our lesson for our line drawing challenges. I'm going to put my drawings into my sketchbook. I hope that you come back tomorrow to the Lincoln Center pop-up classroom. Mixie is going to be doing a great theater lesson or theater lesson with perspective and how to create visuals that are unexpected. Damien's going to be creating some music with you on Friday. And I look forward to the time where I can be back with you in the Lincoln Center pop-up classroom. Again, parents and guardians, adults, please share this lesson with anyone that you think would find it fun and interesting and valuable to do. Until I see you next time, be well. Oh, I have one last thing to show you. My favorite of one of my drawings. Okay, yes, I hope that you are okay. Be well. I'll see you soon. Bye.